But what I want to talk about today and what I want to focus on is the idea of putting people in boundary levels. Now, some people feel a little guilty about this process, as if like they're saying that someone's not as good or they're hurting someone's feelings, but this is something that's just for you. This isn't something that you go share with everyone like, hey, guess what boundary level I put her in? Like that's not something that you want to do. This is strictly just for you, okay? And it's not saying that someone's better than someone else. That's not what the boundary levels are about. It's just that it's saying this person's earned this much of my time and energy. Okay, does that make sense? So boundary level 1 is should be a very small amount of people. There shouldn't be a ton of people that you have in your level 1, because if you do have a lot of people here, let me just tell you that you've made a mistake. You're getting walked all over and your boundaries are not being respected. Hey, Jen Denizar, and hey, Christy McDermott. So you want to make sure that level 1 is a small amount, like maybe a handful, if you're lucky, to have like 5 or 6, maybe it's 2, 3, maybe it's 1. It doesn't matter. There definitely should not be more than 10 people in this group. Hey, Orkidanya. You want to make sure that your level 1s are a small, hey, Kelly, a small, really great group of people who are they're your people. Right? They're the people who go out of their way for you, who think to check in, who ask you about what you have going on in your life, who show up for you when you need support and you ask them to, whether it's something little or something big. They make effort to support you in feeling good. That's something that's a priority for them in their life. And so when you have those people and you can identify them, you know that those are the people that you would do just about anything for, okay? You go out of your way to help those people. Whatever, if they're the people who ask you to move, okay? They're like, hey, will you help me move this weekend? You probably are gonna rearrange your schedule to do that, even though you don't want to. I use that scenario because I don't feel like anybody ever wants to help anybody move. Like, does anyone actually like doing that? Hey, Ronnie, hey, Jamie. I don't think anyone likes that. Maybe it's just me, but you do that for people who are in your level 1s without much of a thought. Like, okay, I'm going to have to rearrange my schedule this weekend. This is someone who's a level 1 in my life, boundary level 1. So I'm going to do that so that I can be there and help them. It's absolutely okay to say no to people in level 1. All right. But you know that you're going to make your best effort to help the people in level 1 because they're the people you would ask to help you move and who would actually show up to do it. Okay. So that's how you kind of look at that. These people send you a text or call you to say, I was just thinking about you, I want you to know how you were doing. Or maybe they just send you some like funny text to just let you know that they're thinking about you, okay? They remember something that you talked about that was important to you and they ask you about it. When you ask them how they are, they answer and then they return with a question of how are you? And they genuinely want to know, okay? The things that you do well and the good things that happen to you feel to them like just as exciting. They love when good things happen. Hey, Ronnie says, how do I connect with you live? You are connected, girl. You're on here live and I can see you. Okay, so you're here. So those are your level 1s. Again, a very small amount of people in level 1. That's hard for some people, okay, because they want all of their friends in level 1. It's not all of your friends. Most of the people who you are close to, who get some of your time and get a spot in your life, are level 2 people, okay? And level 2 is great. Level 2 people are people who are kind to you, who when you're with them, you feel good. You feel the ways you want to feel that we outlined yesterday in day 2. So those people support those feelings, and those people ask you how you are and they help you out when you need it, and they're pretty trustworthy. You feel like you could tell them most things, okay? But you're always keeping an eye on the boundary line, okay? Level 1s, you want to have awareness, but you kind of don't have to think about it too much because they've probably been there for years and they've probably earned that spot. So you're not having to worry about the boundary line. You're not kind of going, wait, when was the last time they did anything for me? Because that's an easy thing to answer. Okay. So level 2s are again, the majority of the people you're close to. So in here are the people who, if they ask you a favor, you'll probably do it, but you won't completely rearrange everything necessarily. You might not. It's a call case by case basis. What you want to get good at, which is the assignment for today, is using phrases like when someone asks you for something, like, I can't do that, but here's what I can do, okay? So you really want to focus on that because that that sentence and owning that and feeling good about that is important. So if you're using that sentence on a level 2, you're going to offer more of yourself. You're going to try to make an effort when they ask you for something. You're going to make an effort to give them something. It might not be the thing they asked for. Let's take the moving scenario again. If a level 2 asks you to move, what you're going to do is you're going to look at your weekend. Can you help me move this weekend? And you're going to look and see if you actually are available. That's the first thing you're going to do. For a level 1, you're going to make yourself available for most of it, okay? But for a level 2, you're going to kind of see what's going on. And you're going to see, am I or aren't I available? You're going to think about, do I want to do this? If they're moving all day Saturday and all day Sunday, you're probably not going to give them your whole weekend. You're probably going to carve out an amount of time that feels appropriate and right to you to give that keeps you feeling the ways you want to feel. Okay? By just saying no, if you're an empath, you're going to not feel those ways you want to feel, where you have boundaries to protect. So that doesn't help you either. So what you want to be able to do is say no with a yes, which is something that you have to become really good at as an empath, okay? And if you want to have good boundaries, that's important. How you say no with a yes is, I would love to help you move, but I can't, I have a lot going on this weekend and stuff that I'm committed to that I can't change. But here's what I can do. I can come for 4 hours on Saturday and I can help you. What is the best way? These are the hours I'm available. I would love to come and help. What's the best way that I can help you during that time? Okay. And you would pick a spot that feels appropriate and give them that. So it's not completely wrecking your day. You don't feel bad for saying no. You can still do the other things, but you are giving them something. That would be like a level 2 appropriate thing. Okay. Level 3 is what I call the neutral level. So this is where every person you ever meet goes into level 3. Level 3 is a place where you don't expect anything in return from these people ever. Most people don't stay in level 3. Most people go to level 2 or level 1, but the people that you would keep in level 3 would probably be friends that you don't see a lot, but when you're around them, you're really happy and excited to be around them. You feel good. Maybe they live really far away, and you just check in once in a while, and they're good people that you like in your life, but just for whatever reason, they don't take up a lot of your time and energy because of distance or of just life situations, but you feel good when you're around them. Then you might have someone who stays in level 3. That's fine. But for the most part, this is just a kind of a place where you put someone to see what they're going to do. Now, thing that happens to empaths is that we get our feelings hurt a lot by people because we expect them to love us and treat us ways and make us feel ways because we would do that for them. We would do that for a stranger we met on the street. We would go out of our way to make them feel good. And not everyone does that, okay? So what happens is we set ourselves up to get hurt all the time. Like really, all the time. We make it so, right? By expecting other people to treat us the way that we would treat them. That's not possible because they don't think like you. They're not at the level of awareness that you are. They're not as empathic and caring as you probably are. So and they have barriers of their own, okay? So it's not personal, but we take it that way and we end up being hurt a lot. So if you put everyone that you first meet in level 3, which is getting kindness, but you're not expecting much of them. And what you're going to do is you're going to watch for an opportunity, like, do they ask something of you? And how big is it that they're asking? If someone you've just met and you've known for maybe 2 weeks asks you to help them move this weekend, that's weird. They don't have good boundaries because that's kind of overstepping, okay? If somebody you just met starts treating you poorly, you don't have to have your feelings hurt by that because you're going, oh, this person isn't someone who is really putting a lot of effort and energy into making sure I'm feeling good. They're not. And when they do that, you would give them the opportunity to correct it. It's important to give people that, okay? So a level 3 might do that to you where they feel jealous of something you have and they start to try to dim your light by saying some things. What you're going to do with that is in that scenario with a level 3 where they're kind of pushing you down, you're going to give them the opportunity to do better. Okay, it's really important that you give people that and you don't just put a wall up and write them off and say, forget you, you don't come into my life, okay? How you do that is by telling somebody how they're making you feel. And a lot of empaths get nervous here, but let me tell you, if you do this with kindness, it does not hurt people's feelings. People don't feel mad. And most people will do a lot of stuff to avoid confrontation. So we'll probably try to smooth it over and fix it right away. Most people will, okay? I'll tell you what you do if you don't in a second, if they don't try to. So if somebody is making you feel bad, let's say that you're talking about something really nice that your husband did for you. And this level 3, this new person, this new woman in your life says to you, well, and she starts pushing you down and saying bad things maybe about your relationship, or making you feel bad for saying the thing that you said, okay? First of all, you need to gain awareness that this person is crossing a boundary line and they're actually not putting effort into making me feel good. They're actually trying to make me feel bad. So you want to ask yourself the question, why are they doing this? Okay. What was I just talking about? What's the topic here? Oh, it's relationships. So you immediately want to have the awareness that this person who's now trying to make you feel bad and push you down does not feel good, feels insecure in some way about their own relationship or lack of relationship. Okay. Once you have that knowledge, you can quickly take power and take control of the situation. And I don't mean control like you're putting them on a puppet string, like you, but they're clearly not good at holding that space because they're bringing it to a negative side, right? So you have to take that back. Because trust me, I don't care who you are and how good you are at this kind of stuff. It is not fun when someone starts doing that to you. It does not feel good. And it feels like, ooh, my power slipped away for a second. So the way that you grab it back is going, why are they doing that? Okay, so this topic of conversation, they are trying to put me down and make me feel bad. So why would someone do that? Well, because they don't feel good. They don't feel powerful here in this topic. So you want to keep that in mind now when you move forward in the conversation. Now, I would say you don't need to avoid the topic the next time you see them, but I would make a little mental note that that makes them feel badly. Okay? Just to keep with you. File it. File it under this level 3 person acts up when they talk about this. They go into a power struggle, okay? Now, what you want to do is say to them, you know, I kind of feel like what I said sort of made you feel bad or something, because I feel sort of like you're not happy for me that my husband did that nice thing for me, or that you think it's silly that he did that for me, and that sort of makes me feel bad. Like, what's going on with you? Turn the question to them like that. You're not accusing. You're not pointing a finger. You're not bursting into tears and being the victim of something so they feel terribly. You're just honestly commenting on what they were doing. I'm going to tell you that I would say probably about 75 to 80% of people who do that to you don't really have a large amount of awareness that they're doing that, okay? Because they're just operating in their own sense of yuckiness and clawing their way to try to feel better. They're not doing it in a good way, but that's what they're doing. So a lot of times if you give them the opportunity, people will shift. They'll change, okay? So now you're going to see what this level 3 does with this, okay? Does this level 3 person go, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't need to do that. You know what I have going on? I'm having a little trouble in my relationship right now. And so I think I just felt bad when you said that. I'm sorry. And then you can move on to a new topic and say, oh, absolutely no problem. I'm sorry that you're feeling badly. Let's talk about something else. I want to know, what is it, that thing you were talking about? And you quickly change into another topic, and then you watch what they do with something new. Okay? So you're not writing them off. They don't need to move out of level 3. It's just a level where you're kind of using these tools to see how people do. Okay? You can use that in any level, but you want to make sure that you're really paying attention in level 3. Now let's go to the other scenario where people are kind of boundary level jumping, right? So the person that you've met, you've known them for 2 weeks, they ask you to move. Can I have your time and energy for the whole entire weekend? Can you help me move? Like physical move, okay? You're going to realize that this person is asking too much of you, okay? Because you have boundaries and you know that that's something you'd ask of a level 1, maybe of a level 2, but you're a level 3, and so they're asking, so you're just gonna make a note of that, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, oh, let me check. Okay, the magic words for any empath. Don't ever say yes or no in the moment. It won't go well for you. Say, I'm going to check and I'm going to get back to you at this time or that time. Okay, so then you get back to them and you look and you go, this is level 3. So this is someone who I feel like I would love them to be a level 2. I'd love to get to know them better, but this is too much. I can't help them move the entire weekend. But I think I'd like to do something. Okay, so if that's your attitude, and this has been someone who seems kind and nice and that you'd like to form more of a connection with, you could say, well, you know, I actually can't. I have a lot going on this weekend, so I can't help you move all weekend. But, you know, I will be driving by when I'm bringing my kid to his basketball practice. I will be in that area around noontime. I would love to stop by and bring coffee for everybody who's there moving and see your new place. That would be so exciting for me. Like, is that, and I'd love to support you and see you in that way. Is that something that would work? And then the person can say yes or no, but they're going to say yes. Okay. And you say, great. Like, I'll text you a half an hour before and get the coffee orders for anyone that's there. And I'm so excited to bring that to you. That's something you could give a level 3. It wouldn't take a ton of your time, and it's something. Now, if that level 3 person is that same person who made you feel bad when you were talking about the nice thing your husband did, you could politely say, no, I can't. But you know what? I would love to see your new place. That's so exciting. Can you tell me a little bit about it? And maybe I could stop by the following weekend and just have a quick tour of it. Or if that's too much, you could just mail them a card saying, congratulations on the new home. I'm so happy for you. Okay. You're still saying yes. You're still giving them something. You're still taking in what they're asking for a connection, but you're taking control of it because you know where this person fits and you don't have to think about it each time. Make sense? Level 4 people are people that have to be in your life, that have proven over and over again to not care or not put a lot of effort into making you feel good or the ways that you want to feel that you outlined yesterday. So the good ways that you want to feel all the time. These people who are in level 4 don't put any effort into that, and they in fact put effort into making you not feel good. Okay, so I would love to say that level 4 didn't need to exist, or level 5, but they do. Okay. Level 5 are people who don't get any of your time and energy. They've proven they haven't earned that. But level 4 is for the people who don't put a lot of effort into that. They probably haven't done anything colossally bad, but you know that they're not actively trying to care about your feelings and make sure that you're feeling good. You know that. They've proven that to you. But they need to be in your life. Maybe you're related. Maybe you've been friends for 20 years and you don't want to kick them out all the way. Whatever the reason. Maybe they live next door, like whatever. Maybe they live down the street, whatever. Maybe they're your kid's best friend's parent. Like whatever that is, you want to know, okay, they're level 4. So level 4 is just about people who don't support you in feeling good. They don't respect your boundaries. They don't want you to feel good. They don't ask you about yourself, okay? I have a few people in my level 4 that it's kind of a joke with my husband and I. It's kind of a sad joke, but I say, I will ask them about 3 different areas of their life that they have going on, and they won't ask me in return any questions about myself, whether it's those topics or anything else. They won't ask me a single question about me. Watch. And they won't. Okay. And they, for years, haven't. Okay. So doesn't mean they're bad people. It's just not a priority for them because of what they have going on to make sure that I'm feeling good. All right. When I walk in the room around one of my level 4s, I know that I'm not taking it personal. I know that the fact that I am powerful and that I have good things in my life makes them feel bad and puts them into that place of feeling powerless. And the times I've called them out on that, they haven't corrected the behavior or they haven't changed it. I call them out each time very kindly, and I don't spend a lot of time doing it because I've learned from experience that it's not going to change. Okay, so I just am like, that kind of makes me feel like this, and then I usually change the subject. I usually don't bother anymore after like a year of someone in your life and they're not making that effort when you're correcting. Don't spend a lot of time looking for them to apologize or correct because they've proven to you they're not going to. Okay, maybe they'll surprise you. You always be kind, right? Because that makes you feel good. But you're not going to spend a lot of time trying to get them to correct here. Okay, you're just going to say, that kind of makes me feel like this when you say that, and let them deal with it. You call them out kindly. That kind of feels like this when you say that to me. Just saying that, I say that a lot to people. Ooh, that kind of makes me feel like this when you say that. That will stop them. Because if somebody continues to make you feel bad when you have said what they're doing makes you feel bad, they look like an ass. Seriously, okay? Some people will do that, but they look silly. If you stop feeding it, if you stop going into it, if you're like, okay, and you just kind of let it go, but you don't continue the conversation because you've said, this doesn't make me feel good, and you're like, all right, and you walk away, they have no place to go, and they just look dumb. Really, they look like a jerk. So most people don't want to look like a jerk. Most people that I know are not interested in being portrayed as a jerk. And the very reason why they're being a jerk is because they feel like in other people's eyes, you look better than them, or that people are thinking that you have stuff that they feel like they can't have. So to look like a jerk isn't going to be on their agenda. Okay. So those are the people there. When they ask you to do something, you're probably not going to do it. Okay. And you're going to politely say that you can't, or you're going to politely do something in a very small, tiny way, depending on the role that they play in your life. Okay. So if that same person in a level 4 asked you to move, you would politely say that you can't help them move, but you would express how excited you are for them. You would mail them a card of congratulations, and you would ask them to send you a picture of something, some detail that you want to know about the house. Okay, that's what you would do. So you're giving kindness, but you're not going out of your way, because the level 4s have proven that they don't earn that. Okay, a level 5, I see that you asked questions. I'll get to them in a second, I promise. A level 5 is somebody, I hope you have no one here. I wish I had no one here, but I do have people here. A level 5 gets 0 of your time and energy because they go out of their way and they seek making you feel badly, and they don't stop or correct their behavior when you call them out on it. And it's very destructive. So these are people who are really looking to hurt you, really, really want bad things for you. They don't get any of your time and energy. So not only if they ask you to do something would you not do it, but you wouldn't probably even answer, okay? You would kindly let them know that they have continued to make you feel this way, so you really just can't have contact with them, and you wish them the best, and you'd let them spin out of control over that, and then you would just, they exist for you. You can't wipe them off the planet, unfortunately, but they stay completely separate. Now, people can move levels, okay? So I hope for you that if anyone gets stuck in a level 5, that they make an effort to move out of that and into level 4. Don't jump them into level 3, but I hope that they earn a spot back, but very carefully and with a very small amount. People can move up, okay? And perhaps harder, not perhaps, definitely harder, is that people will move down, okay? That sucks. And I think the hardest part about setting these levels is when you have someone who you really love and care about, you really want them to be a level 1 or 2, and you have to move them down. That hurts, okay? When you look at the facts and you know that they're not supporting, I've been there, okay? That part is not fun. But here's the but to that statement. You will feel a lot better about having them in your life in whatever way they are, and you won't feel constantly hurt by them, which means you will treat them with more kindness. Now, I know you're probably going to try to say to me that, no, I'm kind to everybody. You're not. Because if someone is constantly bothering you and hurting you and you're not vocalizing it, and you're wishing every time that they would treat you better or do that thing for you or think of you or ask you how you are or ask you about this one thing or include you in something, and they constantly are not, you are being hurt by them and feeling terribly by them on a regular basis. You are constantly being disappointed by them. And the way that you treat them will reflect that. Even if you don't want it to, it will. Okay? Energy does not lie, friends. So you want to be really aware of that, and you want to go through the feelings and honestly feel them, experience the emotions of moving someone and realizing that someone doesn't earn that place in your life. And the thing that makes that easier is realizing that it's them. They make the decision to not be in that level. They're doing this because they are feeling some sort of powerlessness that you trigger those feelings about something they don't like in themselves. So it's not because you are not worthy of their love. It's because they don't have the capacity to love you like you deserve to be. Okay, so it's not saying they're a bad person. It's not saying that you did something wrong or you're not good enough to be their friend or whatever. It's just saying that they haven't earned that spot